open a door, step into the tavern, and a man looks up and sees you and runs over to you. Make an opposed strength contest.
16.
14. Oh man.
So
he goes to hug you, and you do this instead.
I pick him up and throw him into a table.
That escalated quickly. Welcome to Threshold Moonlight, our D&D 5e podcast. My name is Matt, and I'll be your dungeon master for this adventure.
My name is Tom, and I will be playing the actually handsome now, Crescere.
That's right. He went and got cleaned up last episode. He also leveled up to level 4.
Yeah, he's handsome in statistics as well.
Damn straight. And he's met a man. We're going to call him Mal. He's got a full name, but I don't remember it because I'm super bad at that stuff.
It's really long.
Yeah, it's an elven name.
Yeah, it's Mal. Yeah.
So, do you want to introduce us to level 4 Cress and maybe level 4 Mal?
Cress is a level 4 druid. He's got some spells. He's the champion of the moon goddess. He's got some spells.
Yeah, whatever.
You'll see him. He'll moonbeam and flame blade and poison spray. He carries a staff around, and
he's a badass, basically.
Mal is a thief. He's looking for his wife that was kidnapped, and he is the most dexterous motherfucker around.
Basically, he doesn't walk places, he does flips there.
I don't know. I think I broke the PHB on accident, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, it's all right. Maybe he's a little overpowered, and we correct it later. I'm sure people will let us know.
He breaks his leg from all the backflips.
So we left off last time at a bar, the Fiery Worm. I remember that one. In the I don't think we ever gave it an official name last episode, but the sort of slums underbelly underworld of Crescere called the Steges.
That's where I am, and I'm at the table. I've just robbed a guy that I drank under the table, and I'm just
Teron. Yeah,
Teron is sleeping next to me. I've got his list of a dead drop, and Mal and I are about to get up and go.
All right, take it away.
So Cress puts some of Teron's belongings back.
Okay.
He shuffles out some gold, whatever money's around in his pockets. Looks at Mal and then says, "So we should get out of here."
I know just where we need to go. Dolus Alley, it's just over there. If they're expecting someone to be dropped off, we're going to need someone to drop off.
Do you have someone in mind?
Mal looks over at Teron and then back at Cress.
Right. Let's go. And I hoist him over my shoulder.
The two of you carry him out, sort of like, your drunk friend from
exactly.
the bar.
I'm like,
people give you looks, and you're just like, one too many for this guy.
Make sure he gets home okay.
Okay, so you lead him out of the Fiery Worm out onto the street.
Uh-huh.
And
I'm
Mal
just
pulls out.
him.
Mal pulls out some lashings of rope and ties them around Teron's hands. Behind his back.
Okay, I'm going to try. I don't think I have. I'm going to take some of my material components, the leaves and stuff, try to make them smell differently than alcohol.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Using like prestidigitation or something?
I don't have anything.
Oh, so you're just rubbing like...
I'm just rubbing like sumac on him and stuff. And like.
Okay, what kind of check do you think? Maybe like
nature.
Survival?
What about
nature
nature?
check? Is nature a check?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I've been living a lie. Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, 21.
Okay, so you managed to rub him with some different herbs and spices, and he smells like KFC. No, he smells fantastic, just like a fresh pine tree.
Every Terra Totem elf knows that sumac gets rid of the smell of alcohol. We all learned that at like 100 years old when we're sneaking our first drinks.
Mal walks past and goes on ahead and starts he looks back at you and verifies that you're following him. And he leads you in a direction towards what you assume is this duelist alley.
Okay. Can I make a perception check of what the situation is in this dark alley, or maybe?
Oh, you go all the way to the alley.
Yeah, I'm just carrying Terran right there.
Okay.
Terran.
So you turn the corner. You come to a short offshoot close to the outer wall of the city,
Okay.
and there's a couple of like barrels sitting in this dim alleyway, maybe about 7 or 8 feet wide enough for 2 people to stand, but not necessarily super comfortable for 2 people to fight. And at the end of this alley, you see that it comes to the back of some other building and splits off left and right.
Okay. Can I make a perception check about what's going on in this alley? Maybe where to drop him?
Sure.
Was that my perception check that I know that it splits off left and right?
I mean, yeah, you said you were looking to see what was around, and there's nothing super covert or anything for you to notice out of the ordinary.
Okay. But the alley ends at the building?
Yeah, you've walked through a couple different winding things. You've ended up in this place that Mal is telling you is correct, and there's, barrels and a couple of crates sitting next to a building, and further down the alleyway, it splits off left and right.
Okay, I'm going to let Mal do the talking. So Cress is going to say, I'm going to be right behind you. It might not seem like it, but I'll always be there. You seem like a sweet talker. You can do the talking. And bam, pff, he becomes a rat.
Mal kind of steps back, a little bit surprised, but he nods and accepts that this is going to be a good strategy for this meeting. Where do you go as a rat?
Just by those barrels, like on the side. I'm just kind of watching, looking for some cheese, some munch on.
All right.
Restore all my HP.
Great.
Which I haven't lost any of, but I just thought I'd add some flavor text.
Fair enough.
So I'm full HP now.
Hey.
Mal is actually going to start whistling.
Oh, okay. In Thieves Can't, I assume?
Yes, I can't whistle, but Mal
you
can.
You asked for.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all good.
So he does some whistling of like, is anyone out there? We've got a package for delivery.
As you whistle, as Mal whistles, a cloaked figure turns the corner, staying a good 15 to 20 feet away from you. He's wearing a white cloak, and down around the hem, you notice that it is embroidered with what is made to look like blood spatter. He stands in this alleyway, and in his right hand he has a pair of manacles. In his left hand he has a sack of some kind.
And he's visible now?
Yes.
So Mal's gonna say, here he is.
In common, or are you whistling?
No, Mal's gonna in common say,
okay,
here's the catch, and kind of roll the unconscious, like he's on the ground, roll him over with his foot.
Okay.
So he's face down now, Terran.
The cloaked figure gestures with the manacles, tosses them over to Mal, and then nods in the direction of this body.
So Mal manacles him up.
How do you do that? Anything special about it, or just
no full locking him up?
Like hands behind his back.
Hands behind his back, and
right.
then if there's some for the legs, not hog-tied, but just legs together as well.
No, just the hands. He's only got the one pair of manacles. So Mal gets his rope back that he'd used, and Terran is face down in the mud here, with his hands secured behind his back. Mal's got his rope, and the figure with his open hand kind of gestures in that bring him over here motion.
Are the manacles just manacles? Or do they have a little chain?
Yeah, it's a pair of handcuffs basically, like
Okay.
oldie time handcuffs.
12. Yeah, I'd say Mal's got enough strength just to hoist him, put him against put him wherever weird blood man wants him.
Okay, so you shove him over in that direction. Do you go with? Or you stay near?
Mal's keeping his distance. Throw him over.
Right.
Are you talking about the rat?
Either of you.
I'm in the shadows just watching, Cress.
Okay,
He
so
still
both
has...
of you keep your distance.
Yeah.
All right. Tieron goes kind of stumbling over towards this figure, who catches him and then takes the sack of gold, and he reaches into a pocket and pulls out a note.
Okay.
And stuffs the note in this sack, and then he tosses the sack and the note in Mal's direction.
Mal reads it. He's kind of a clever guy. He reads it, nods, tears it, and drops it.
The figure kind of cocks his head to the side.
Okay.
A little confused by this.
What do I know what the note says?
The note just had another location on it. That's all.
He just doesn't want anyone to follow him.
All right. No, it was the same type of note as you'd received that you stole off of Terran. Just a list of different places and whatnot. It was basically he was telling you where the next dead drop was going to be.
Mal gives him whistles, says, "Okay, I'll be there."
The figure kind of looks confused at this. You get the sense that they don't speak thieves' cant.
I'll be there.
The figure kind of backs his way down the alley, heads off to the right.
Can we follow?
You're gonna need to make a stealth check if you want to follow closely.
Do we both have to make it, or can I?
I'll let you roll once for the two of you,
Okay.
but
I'm gonna say Mal picks up the rat, and puts it in somewhere in his armor or whatever.
Okay.
I'm riding Mal.
All right.
Fudge monkeys. That's not a good roll.
Okay.
Mal's got pretty high modifiers though, so let's see.
We'll see.
9.
You manage to walk your way down to the end of this alley, peer around the corner. You see the figure with Terran lean against a barrel, kind of push it, and it doesn't quite fall over. It begins to give way and fall, but a latch underneath it is pulled, and some sort of mechanized switch is activated, and a small door pops up from the ground, which this figure opens and pushes Terran down inside. You hear splash, a big splash of water as Terran lands down in there, and then the figure follows, and he pulls the door down a little bit, and he thinks maybe he's heard something with your 9 stealth check. So he goes ahead and closes the door, and you hear some sort of locking mechanism fall into place.
Okay, so Mal's gonna go up and try to pull out his thieves' tools and go to work. Is there?
Oh, okay. Well, that's super convenient. Mal being a thief, I think he just gets to do that for free, doesn't he?
I actually don't know. I thought he had to.
No. I'm sorry. No, he does. He does have to make the Dex sleight of hand check to see if he can unlock this with his thieves' tools.
Okay. Well, I'm not rolling well today. That's a 12.
He puts the tools in sort of this strange hole he's found at the top of this this door. He shimmies it around a little bit, and then you hear a latch catch, and he twists it, and the door pops up.
Okay. We're gonna follow fast. We're gonna jump down there.
You're gonna jump down.
No, we're gonna use the rope so we don't make as much noise.
Okay. So you tie a rope to maybe one of the barrels that's sitting nearby, full of something, and you both climb down. You can do this pretty effortlessly.
I'm a rat. So
that's right. You're a rat.
I'm in his pocket still.
So you're just in his pocket, and he climbs down pretty effortlessly. It's a simple drop. He descends maybe 20 feet, and he makes his way down into this sewer. Again, it's a similar system to the one that you fought the Nothic in. He doesn't know this, but just for everyone else, it's the same sewer system for the city. And he makes his way down. He steps down into the water and sees that it's a couple of inches deep. There's a small ledge on either side of the water, sort of making this channel that the water flows through. And as he descends into the water, he sees the cloaked figure turn a corner, maybe 20, 25 feet away from you, and he heads off in another direction, splashing and pushing Terran as they go.
Okay. How... It's dark, I assume, but we're all elves, so that's not...
it's not an issue.
Can I follow stealthily still? Crest in the pocket?
Describe what you do, and then we'll decide what you have to do.
Is there any room to not splash? Is there anything on the wall that he can kind of shimmy against fast enough to keep following?
Yeah, you could probably walk on either of the ledges, kind of straddling this water.
So he's gonna walk up on the ledge. I'm assuming he's a thief. He's done something like this before. Plus, he's dexterous, man.
He walks effortlessly, very skilled, sure of his footsteps down this tunnel, makes it to the corner, and peers around to see the cloaked figure kind of wandering off to one side, shimmying around something that you can't see. He makes it to the end of this second tunnel and pushes on the far wall, which reveals it to be some sort of stone door, which he rolls aside and steps out into the moonlight.
Oh, outside. Just gonna keep chasing him. Do I get to the door and it's closed, though?
You walk down the tunnel, and since you didn't say anything, I need you to make a dex save.
Crit fail.
Crit fail. Mm-hmm. You step forward, walking through the tunnel. You place a foot solidly on a piece of wood that's spanning across some sort of covering, and as you do so, you break through the wood and fall into a pit.
Okay.
Mal is going to take 8 bludgeoning damage as he falls into this pit trap.
Okay, so he's hurt, but he's not too bad.
Okay. You're about 30 feet down from where you were before in this hole. The walls are sort of jagged and rocky. It wouldn't be difficult for you to climb out.
Let's climb. Mal's just gonna climb out my pocket, or I'm gonna stay in his pocket.
Okay.
Cress is just along for the ride.
You're basically just useless at this point, aren't you?
For a while. He's
Fair
waiting.
enough.
He's waiting for the exciting, something exciting to happen. This was a little exciting, but that is a.
Oh, you don't need to make a check. You climb
It's
out effortlessly.
Oh, it was a 16. I want everyone to know. It was a
Okay.
pretty good roll.
Yeah, great. He manages to climb out. He does it. Feels a little better about himself for having missed that obvious trap that the figure was navigating around. You walk up to the door, which is not fully closed all the way. The cloaked figure kind of just left it a little bit open. Do you open it?
Yeah.
Do anything? Okay, so you push it open, slide it to the side, and as you do so, you emerge out into the moonlight. You can see a worn path, like a lightly worn path in the grass that leads off into the jungle. And as you step out of the tunnel, you catch the unmistakable white cloak catches your eye as it disappears into the jungle.
Onward.
Okay.
Do you want stealth or anything? I'm still not trying to be detected.
How close are you following? You want to keep him in your eyesight?
Yeah, as close as possible.
Yeah, all right. Make another stealth check.
Crit or 26.
A 26. You actually sort of just like float over there, and like shadows seem to just engulf you, despite the fact that you're in bright moonlight and nothing can see you at all.
Did I mention Lunam kind of likes me? So
She shuts off the moon after
she
that
just,
part.
click, moon's off for a bit.
There you go.
We go. It was a cloud. A cloud went past the moon.
Oh, that's a real thing. That could have happened. You guys pass across the grass into the jungle's edge, and as you make it there, you see this elf continuing onwards, unaware of your presence. He makes his way through the forest and comes to a crevasse. It is probably about 40 feet wide, and it's spanned by a few tree trunks that are lashed together. It appears to be a little bit damp, and he shimmies his way across very, very carefully.
Okay. We're going to keep following. Or can I do... Is there a clear destination yet?
No. You're just in the middle of the woods. There's the path leads onward. It's not super... like if you lost it, you'd have difficulty just stumbling upon this again. So if you want to keep going in this direction, for sure, you need to probably keep him in your eyesight.
Okay, let's go. Do you want athletics or acrobatics or?
Do you do anything as you come up to this bridge?
No, nothing. I try to be as careful as possible.
Okay.
Try not to fall in a chasm.
Okay. So you step up and you notice that this crevasse is about 40 feet wide, and it spans further than you can see to the left and right. Just really, really far. There's no possible way you could walk around it. The only way to keep up with this figure is just to run across. So, to make it across. You don't necessarily have to run. So you step up onto the bridge. Okay. You begin pretty easily walking across, and at this point, you step forward, and your foot lands on a piece of moss. It slips and gives way. Make a dex save.
18.
You fall down and manage to catch the edge of this tree. At this point, you see off in the distance, in the darkness of the crevasse, a large spider crawling its way out of a series of webs, working its way towards you. What do you do?
Is there a place that is less dangerous to fight it than hanging from the bridge?
It's a good 30 or it's a good 40 or 50 feet away from you down in this crevasse. Crevasse? I don't know how to say that word.
Crevasse.
You can just mumble it. So you probably could just get away from it if you really went quickly. But you could maybe pull yourself up onto the ledge and fight it up there if you wanted.
I don't really want to fight it, but I want to follow this guy.
Okay.
So pull up and run.
Okay, so you pull up back onto the bridge. You step forward, crossing it. You land on the other side, and as your feet hit the ground, a tongue goes flying past your head. Just a large tongue covered in moisture, and you look over and you see a giant toad. The forest seems to be kind of really densely inhabited in this area, and there's all sorts of danger surrounding you. And as the toad pulls its tongue back into its gaping maw, it lets out a mighty croak.
Okay, Cress, as the rat is going to jump out of the pocket and Cress himself up again.
Okay, out in totally open territory, just in view of everything?
Yeah, Cress is Cress, Mal is Mal. We're facing down this toad.
As you pop out, the toad seems disinterested with you, but its croak has resonated throughout the leaves in the wood of the jungle, and the hooded figure who you've been following turns, sees the two of you, pulls out a small dagger, and slits the throat of Terran, leaving him crumpled in a heap on the ground, and begins sprinting away from you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn into a horse.
Okay.
And, well, I'm gonna say, Mal, get ready to get on. Turn to a horse.
He climbs on.
And we're gonna sprint at him out of character. I got 120 with a dash. I got 120 feet of movement here.
Okay, the horse is sort of not ideal for this
forest.
This terrain, so I'm gonna say that you're in difficult terrain as a horse, especially with a rider on top of you. So that's gonna have your speed.
It's a 60, yeah.
And as you're running, Mal needs to make what do we think?
I don't think he's ridden horses much, so
let's say an athletics check to stay on top of you.
Crit fail.
So as you're sprinting off into the forest after this elf, you run and your footing is kind of unsure among the rocks and the leaves, and a vine dipping low from a tree catches Mal around the neck and rips him off you as you keep running.
Oh, well, Cress is going to feel that and turn back into Cress, and they're both going to stop and pant, and Cress is going to be like, I guess we got to rethink this plan.
Okay. At this point, Mal was kind of flung off in a direction away from the trail as you know it. You aren't exactly sure where you are at this point. So this is a good time to introduce my lost mechanic that I've developed here. So basically, right now,
we're on an island.
You don't... There, a black smoke monster comes up behind and kills you.
Okay, I roll for John Locke.
You are already dead.
John Locke throws a dagger in it, and we're good.
Okay. So, the lost mechanic works like this. You are going to choose a direction to walk in, basically. You're going to roll a d20. And depending on what you roll, you're either going to be going in the right direction or the wrong direction. After each, short movement that you make, you can roll a survival check to see if you recognize the path that you're looking for. And then if you recognize it, you obviously are back at the path. And if you don't, then you choose another direction to walk in.
Okay.
So you can choose to do this, or you can maybe just leave. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you.
We're trying to still follow him, right?
Okay, that's up to you.
That's the lost mechanic?
No, not necessarily. You've lost sight of the elf. He's kind of gone at this point. You don't know where he went, and right now, the lost mechanic, you're trying to just get back to the path that you've lost. To the bridge or the vine that flung Mal off into the woods somewhere.
Did Mal take any damage from the fling?
It caught him around the neck, and it kind of has hurt his vocal cords a little bit. He's a little hoarse.
No.
But he's pretty dexterous. He landed on his feet just fine.
Okay. Well, they're gonna take a breather.
Okay.
Mal's gonna roll a hit die to...
Okay, so you guys are taking a short rest?
Yeah.
Okay. That should be interesting here in the jungle. So, let's see. I need these two.
I'm glad we did this, because Mal gained 1 hit point.
Ooh, that's rough. I have to actually flip in my monster manual, because as you... sit down and relax and compose yourselves in the middle of this forest, jungle. You see from off in the distance a swarm of poisonous snakes wander their way over towards you.
Okay.
Roll initiative at this point.
Cress is 15 and Mal... Oh, wait. Cress is 19 and Mal is 8.
Okay, so Cress is going to go first.
Okay, so poisonous snakes, have they interrupted our rest? Like, do we get any benefit from the rest?
You can take the benefit from the rest, but sitting in any one place in this jungle for too long is a bad idea.
I see that now.
The snakes wander up on you, and they prepare to strike. What did you say yours was?
Mine's a 19.
The snakes go first. Wow.
Mal's is an 8.
Doesn't he have like a +6?
Yeah, he rolled really bad. Oh, Mal's is a 10, actually.
That's fine.
I can't math.
So the snakes are going to go first. Actually, I didn't realize they were so dexterous, being a pile of slithering things, but whatever. So, as they sneak their way up towards you, they're going to all just try to bite you. So, I'll say that is against Cress, as you look to be in the better shape. They're maybe just closer, feeling more confident. They walk up, they slither up and attack you for a 22.
That hits.
All right. The snakes rear back, and 3 or 4 of them lash out at you, launching forward, burying their teeth into your legs, dealing you 8 piercing damage.
Oh boy.
Now make a con save.
Couldn't do one I'm proficient in. It's a 9. Oh, it's a 20.
Okay. So then you take an additional 5 poison damage.
So
great.
That's 13 damage.
Yep.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, there's a lot of snakes here. They're pretty upset with you.
Okay. Who's next?
Next in the order is you, Cress.
Okay. Cress is going to... Do I get my wild shapes back from my short rest?
Yeah.
I completed it?
Yeah, you guys completed the short rest. I didn't...
Okay.
Do you really get your wild shapes back after a short rest?
Yeah, I get it back when I finish a short rest.
Okay, cool. So it's your turn here, and the snakes are standing in front of you, sort of rearing back, ready to strike again.
Okay, even though I get wild shape back, I'm going to pull out a twig, break it, and thunder wave these snakes.
Oh, all right. So what do I have to do?
You have to make a save, a Constitution save.
Okay.
13.
I don't know if you know this, but a ball of snakes, not very constituted.
That's the right term.
That's a 3.
Okay, so they are going to take lots of damage, hopefully, if I can find my dice. Darn. They are going to take 6 damage and be pushed 10 feet away. All unsecured objects that are in a 15-foot cube are also pushed 10 feet away.
So as you snap the twig... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And there's been a thunderous boom.
Okay.
Audible up to 300 feet. So I would think Mal would go, God damn it, Cress.
As you snap the twig, this wave of energy just shoots out from this extremely loud explosion of sound, washing over these snakes. It blows them back. You said 15 feet?
I think it's like 10.
10.
I don't know. That's 10 gallons of water. Hold on. 10 feet.
10 feet. You blow twigs and leaves into the air as these snakes are shot back into 10 feet away from you. I will say... no, they just recoalesce after you've blown them apart. I was going to split them in 2 and have them be 2 half-strength swarms, but that'll get complicated. So you blow them back, and they land with several thuds on the ground as you see trees kind of shivering from this noise, and a swarm of birds takes off in the distance.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Mal.
Mal's upset because he's been stealthy, and then there's just this giant thunderclap. Mal's going to run up and try to hit it with. He's gonna pull out both short swords and try to hit it with both.
Okay.
So I have to roll this.
Yeah, you roll an attack.
Okay. That is a 16 and a 14.
Both hit.
Okay. That is an 8 damage with the 1 and a 2 damage with the offhand. So
okay.
He's gonna run up and try and just cut through some snakes, and then he's gonna use whatever the rogue ability. I think it's like nimble feet or something.
Okay.
To disengage as a bonus action. He's
Oh.
gonna run back.
Okay.
Towards behind Cress.
Cool. So as he slices through these snakes, he catches a few of them, but some of them are able to dodge out of the way, and they're only going to take half damage from his attacks, being resistant to slashing damage.
Yes, they are.
So that reduces that to 5 damage, and brings us back up to the snakes, who are going to slither forward towards this crazy-looking elf that just blew them into the air and make another bite attack against you.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit?
Yeah, it does.
Uh-oh. Okay, so take 4 piercing damage and make a con save.
11.
11 succeeds. Very luckily.
Thank Lunam.
18, so take 9 poison damage.
Ooh, the poison starts getting into Cress, and he is coughing up lots of blood.
So the snakes lash out and bite at you. Their poison starts coursing through your veins. That takes us back to you, Cress.
Okay. Cress is gonna do what he does when he gets angry, and he's gonna turn into a bear.
Okay.
And I am going to sprout hair and do all of that. He gets all bear-like as I turn to the bear page.
I really want an Animorphs theme song to play. Wasn't there a TV show?
Yeah, I showed you morphing into the tiger last week.
I want that to be a thing. So you're transforming into a tiger right now, is what you said?
I hate this. A brown bear, and he is gonna start clawing at the. Well, he's gonna claw once and bite at the snakes.
Okay.
He now has lots of HP, 34 bear HP.
Bueno.
Though in his mind, he's still pretty hurt and coughing up blood. We've got a 15 and a 12 to hit.
The 15 hits.
Okay, so he misses with his claws. They're just all over the place, and then he just finds a snake and just bites right through it. For 9 damage.
9 damage, you say? Okay. That takes them.
But it's half, maybe.
Oh, what type of damage is
Piercing.
it? Piercing damage. Yes. Okay, so that is 5 damage. So as you bite into these snakes, you gather 2 or 3 of them into your mouth and be ready yourself to crush them. One manages to slither its way out as you chomp down on the 2 that remain in your maw, crushing them and killing them.
We will crush them.
Nailed it. We move on to Mal.
Okay. Mal doesn't have much go for him. He's just got the swords for the most part.
He does have the swords.
So he's going to do the same thing, try to cut up some snakes.
Are you rolling these at advantage because he's got an ally that's near him or something? Isn't there something with rogues, sneak attacks?
Oh, I didn't do the sneak attack at advantage. Well, okay, we'll do that this time.
I don't know how it works at all. I was just saying.
If there's any advantage to the roll, he gets sneak attack. 23 and 16 for his 2 attacks.
Both hit.
So he's going to do 6 plus 2.
So,
and then he's going to sneak attack a third time.
okay.
For 12. Wow,
Okay.
sneak attack's good.
So 12 total, you said?
12 is just the sneak attack. 8
Okay.
was the 2 attacks. This is all going to be slashing damage, I believe.
So that's 20 damage total?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So as he swipes through the massive snakes, he manages to cut through a good deal of them. The swarm has gotten pretty small at this point. Blood, there's kind of slithering through the pool of blood of their fallen cohort, and they're not doing so wonderfully. It's their turn again. They're going to strike at Mal this time, rearing back the few of them that remain for a 21 versus AC.
Oh, I thought that was damage. I was like, whoa! Yeah, definitely.
No, 21 versus AC. That's going to be 4 piercing damage. And now that you've sort of destroyed them quite a bit, they roll a little bit less poison damage, dealing you... make the con save first, actually. I'm sorry.
It's a 2.
Okay, that
No,
fails.
it's a 0.
Okay, that's going to fail. So Mal will take 10 poison damage.
Okay, Mal is also starting to cough up blood.
Not looking so great for our heroes here. That takes us back to Cress.
Mal is, like, really, really hurt.
Okay. He's in a bad way.
He's in a very bad way. Blood everywhere. His ankle still hurts from the fall, and they're biting it. Okay, Cress is a bear.
Bear!
He's gonna roar and try to claw and bite him again. Gotta go to the bear page. That is 2 15s to hit.
Both hit.
And they have to be different dice, don't they? Okay. 12 with the claw attack, that's slashing. And he's gonna bite as well for 8. That's 20 in all.
Okay. So as you swipe and claw, you manage to catch five of the snakes with your claw, and the remaining 4 you get in your mouth. You tear them apart, crush through them, and manage to kill all of the remaining snakes.
Okay.
That takes us out of initiative, but you're still lost in the forest.
Can we, like, drink some health pods without being swarmed by things?
Yeah, I mean, you're not chilling out for an entire hour in the middle of the wilderness.
Can't I... So you have to take a rest to roll hit die?
Yeah.
I thought it was just to regain hit die. Okay.
No, you have to take a long rest to regain hit die. On a short rest, you can roll your hit die.
I see. Okay, let's pass around the health pots.
Okay.
How many does Cress have? Does Mal have any?
He probably has a few, like maybe 5.
Okay.
He was ready for some shit when he went to that bar.
Okay, they both drink 2 health pots, heal up a bit. Cress is gonna stay in a bear form and try to make his way out of the forest.
Okay.
He has advantage on anything that requires scent, I believe. Perception checks involving scent.
Well, these are going to be survival checks to find your way back, navigating through the forest. But we'll say that go ahead and roll the d20 first.
18. Do you want any pluses to it?
It's just an 18.
Yeah, that's the flat roll.
Oh, okay. So you walk off in a direction, and you come to an area. Would you like to make your survival check to see if you can identify where you are?
23.
Ooh, you actually do manage to recognize a few things here. Man, my lost mechanic had so much depth to it, and you succeed on the first thing after you spent a stupid short rest in there. You make your way back towards the path. You see the bridge over the crevasse off in the distance, and you wander your way back to where you sort of got lost and flung off of this path. The figure that you were following is totally gone. All you can see is just a faint path just on the ground in front of you.
Can I keep following it?
Sure.
Now we got a cool, it's like an album cover or movie poster. We got the Rogue and the Bear.
Okay.
You know?
That sounds like a really hip indie band.
It really is, the Rogue and the Bear.
So you walk out of the forest, lumbering along your giant bear figure, and you follow this trail. It comes to an abrupt stop in the middle of a small clearing.
Can Mal make an investigation check?
It would be more of a perception check to survey the area, unless he was looking at something specific.
Then the bear's gonna do it.
Okay.
And the bear gets 10.
10.
Yeah. Unless he has smell vantage.
Yeah, you can maybe pick up on a few scents in the area, just off in which direction.
So that's a 15 with his smell vantage.
Okay, with the 15, you look around and you see that the tracks sort of lead up to this one tree. They become very, very, very faint. You follow the scent of this elf you were following, and the faint tracks up to the base of a tree. And as you look at the tree, you notice that it's some sort of door at the base of this of the trunk.
Okay, Crest goes crazy and starts clawing. No, just kidding. The door. Can Mal make an investigate check on the door?
Yeah.
And he does for 19.
Okay, he identifies.
Is it locked?
Yeah, he identifies that it's locked, and there's some sort of release mechanism hidden in the bits of the trees. He reaches down to the roots that weave in and out, and touches one. And as he does so, the door creaks, moves its way inward, and you're able to slide it out of the way, opening to what appears to be some sort of spiral staircase.
Okay. We descend. I have to stop being a bear?
Yeah, it's not nearly big enough for a bear to walk through.
Darn. Crest
Well, how big is a bear, actually?
A brown bear is a large beast.
Large beast, no. It's a 5 foot wide staircase, so you need to be a medium creature.
So Crest stops bearing himself out.
All right.
And then they both walk down the staircase, and yeah,
okay,
they're ready.
Inside the door, this long spiral staircase is made out of slabs of shale. It winds its way down the middle of this hollowed out tree. You step down these rocks quietly, making your way to the bottom. And as you do so, can you open up that map that I gave you?
The temple map?
Yeah.
Should I say that? Is that a spoiler?
You can say it's a temple. I mean, you found their base, probably. That's not a huge secret. This man wasn't going, to his grandmother's house, hidden in the base of a tree.
Chris, I think this is their base. Done.
Okay, so you descend the staircase. You can remove the first covering that I've got there.
Okay, I see a hallway.
As you walk down this tunnel, it's sort of a 5 foot wide tunnel that leads, maybe 30 or 40 feet off in a direction, sloping downward as it goes. And as you walk down, are you doing it quietly? How are you doing it?
I'm doing it perceptively.
Oh.
With a crit fail, so no, I'm not doing it. I'm doing it carelessly.
You walk your way down this tunnel slowly. Mal kind of puts his hand on your chest and says that he's going to go first.
And he also crit fails.
Man, you suck at Dungeons and Dragons.
What is going on?
You walk down, maybe throw that dice out, yeah?
I only own this nice set.
You make your way to the end of this tunnel, and as you approach, you see the flickering light of a fire dancing off the rocks in front of you. You see that it's somewhere below somehow as you turn the corner of this cave. It plays off the ceiling and the wall in a strange fashion that suggests that this is somewhere below, maybe 20 feet down.
Okay, just out of character, what Mal is going on in Mal's head is he wants a disguise, so that he wants a white robe or something.
Okay.
Are there any? Can he hear any people? Are there any?
Make a perception check to see what he can identify.
Maybe he asked Crest to make the perception check.
I don't know if that's quite how it works, but
He gets a 12.
Okay, you identify. Mal hears the noise of various people down below. Not quite sure how many there are, but there's quite a few. A few of them might be eating some food as you hear like knives scraping across plates and things like that. There's some discussion going on further off in away from you. And have you gone around the corner of this tunnel yet, or are you still sort of off hidden?
I'm hiding to see if there's a person I can either talk to alone or a room of their stuff I can sneak into.
Okay. There's no rooms around you. There's really just this one tunnel leading back to the staircase or forward on around the bend into an unknown area.
Let's go around the bend.
Okay. Describe how you do this, and then we'll decide what you do.
Mal's leading, trying to be stealth.
Okay, so roll the stealth check then.
He rolls a 17.
Great. You managed to do it silently as you sneak around the corner. You can go ahead and uncover cover 2 at this point.
Okay.
This
is a big room.
It is a large room, probably about 30 feet wide. It's a circular room in this cave. As you stand up on this ledge, you see that it dips down maybe 20 feet into the main area. The ledge, 5 feet wide or so, leads around the entire circumference. You identify 3 separate tunnels. One of them to the top is on the same level as you are and leads down into the main area via this sort of ramp. And then the 2 other tunnels that lead off from this main area are sort of carved out underneath the ledge that you're currently standing on. Does that make sense? So you're up on a ledge, basically, that encompasses the entirety of this large 30-foot circular room.
And there's 2 tunnels underneath that are tunnels into the ledge, and one of them's a ramp.
Right. One of them's a ramp that leads...
the top one.
Yep.
Right?
Perfect. We'll post this map on the show page so that it's not quite so confusing.
Okay.
And as you turn the corner, you identify some dining tables surrounding a campfire closest to you. There's a few elves wearing those same white robes sitting down eating. In the corner next to those tables, there's just a myriad of supplies, crates and barrels full of different things. There's a very large table in the center of this cave with 18 chairs surrounding it. And next to that, you see 3 bookcases just filled to the brim with old texts. And on the far side of this cavern, there are 8 bedrolls next to a fireplace. There's a couple of stone, like stalagmites that reach out of the ground. A large one sort of in the lower right quadrant of this room is a very large stone column that reaches all the way to the ceiling.
Okay. Is there any indication of supplies to steal?
Yeah, you get the sense that those crates and barrels are full of basically the materials that the crew or potentia use to subsist their lifestyle in this hidden away cave.
Okay. Could I get close to the beds without being seen?
The beds? You want to go all the way to the beds?
I want to be close enough to maybe throw a fireball at one of the beds without...
Okay.
Is the fire around the beds on? Is it
that fire is
flicker?
not going. The fire near the dining tables closer to you is.
Okay. Are there people sitting at those dining tables?
Yeah, there's maybe 10 or 20 agents of the crew or disciples, if you will, sitting around eating different things.
Okay, so I can't really set anything on fire without them seeing me explicitly throw a fireball at them, right?
Probably not. This room is pretty well lit.
Okay.
There's torches every so often, and these are all elves, so they all have pretty good dark vision.
Okay. Can we just sneak up to the barrels and put on some robes?
Okay. Go ahead and make... are you doing this surreptitiously?
Yes.
Okay, so make a stealth check to wander your way over there, and then also make a... how do you... This is a 20-foot drop. How do you descend? Well, I guess I should ask.
I want to try and lower Mal down, have him steal 2 robes, and come back up.
Okay, so you can do that pretty effortlessly. Just make a stealth check. You can do one for the two of you to do this entire sequence.
Okay, so Mal's gonna... I rolled a 16.
Okay.
For that.
Let me actually flip over.
Let me roll 18 perception checks.
No, this is going to be against their passive perception. They all think they're pretty safe in this.
18 people flip around and kill you.
You lower him down to the barrels. He reaches in and pulls out a few cloaks.
I give him a fist pump from up above.
And he closes the barrel with a soft thud and climbs back up to you and hands you a cloak.
We is there a place to hide our current clothing, or can we just kind of stuff it in our bags? I just want to get dressed. Crewer style.
If you walk around maybe that corner back into that tunnel, it was pretty quiet in there.
Okay, we go there, we get all dressed up, and then we walk down and grab some dinner.
That is actually, before you make your way down to eat dinner, that's going to be the end of this episode. It's running a little bit long. So we'll pick up next time with just a really, really ballsy bluff check to see if these people who have been living in a cave together for the past several years or months.
One of them is going to be Mal's friend in a second here.
Okay.
And we got an hour to get some crap done.
Great. So questions or comments about this session?
I almost killed me and Mal.
You almost did. How did the chasing tracking sequence feel?
Like I was bad at the game mostly.
I set up this really complicated thing, and you never really alerted him, so you didn't get to do the super fun stuff where you had to run to chase him, which is kind of a bummer.
I tried to as a horse in the forest.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Yeah. Not the best plan. It's not the most easy terrain there.
Sometimes Cress gets excited and just wants to be a horse, okay?
Fair enough. Yeah. Next time we'll be at the temple, the Cruar base, and unless you've got something else you'd like to say,
that's about it. I'm
Well, thank you all very much for listening. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this series, make sure you go and check out Threshold Prime. Steven called it that in an email the other day, and I liked it. So go to
I see.
d6mafia.com or youtube.com/the D6mafia. Check out Threshold Prime. They created this universe that we are now filling up with this really creepy blood mage group. And make sure that you watch their whole series because it's super great. Otherwise, thank you very much for listening. You can get in touch with us outside the show on Twitter. That's at Studio LT3, or Facebook, which is
facebook.com/StudioLT3.
perfect.
We're also on iTunes. If you do listen to us on iTunes, if you could leave a review, that always helps.
That'd be super awesome if you left a review.
That's about it.
Thank you all for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.